So welcome back to me, welcome back to Thailand, True Blue Tahit in Thailand. I hope you're doing well. It is one Parahasaboti, I believe it, Thursday, I think it's Thursday today, yeah, it is. So I hope you're doing well. Sunday morning here compared to yesterday where it was all raining and I've done my calf in again. Oh, yeah, just so annoyed. So the sun's back out and the sun is shining and it's blue skies and it's lovely. And the heat's back as well. But I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling sad because we didn't win. So it's very disappointing, without a shadow of a doubt, because again, for instance, I thought we were the better team. Just been listening to ESPN and for instance, the guy, French guy there, for instance, who does it, he says the words like City were the better team. For instance, we got robbed, as it were. So and to me, we did get robbed. And because I thought we were the better team, and for instance, and unfortunately, but it just teaches you a lesson. And it's like every time I'm watching a game, and one thing I've learned from watching football, for instance, you can't just rely on that one goal. Many times, whether you're watching a football team, and I think other sides I've seen, and if you don't have score that extra goal, that for instance, you go to suffer. And and I think this is what we did, is basically, for instance, we didn't score that goal, and basically, for instance, so we didn't get that second goal, that for instance, that third goal, and so we're suffering, and it's such a shame till we didn't get the third goal. So sorry. Sorry, I do apologise. Anyway, so yeah, we didn't get that third goal, and so for instance, we've got our own self to blame for that. We tried. We hit the crossbar twice. We, for instance, put on a lot of but again, you're always going to run that risk. I didn't think we were going to lose the game, but I thought, for instance, Monaco huffed and puffed, and according to their players, it was their best game they played all season. But again, for instance, when you put yourself in that scenario with Nico Gonzalez supposed to go towards the end, etc., with his foot, etc., you're always going to run the risk, especially when you have a poor referee. During half time, I was listening to Johnny's Talking City and B's channel, etc., and I was going to mention the referee because I thought the referee was a bit poor. Spanish referee, and knowing that, for instance, the referees in Spain, Italy, that kind of Mediterranean area, for instance, they're very, very, very quick to give free kicks out. It's more of a kind of soft game, as it were. Monaco played advantage a lot of times. I thought some of the challenges that you get the play in the face, etc. Or just an elbow, an arm, or something like that, and the player would go down, and the referee would automatically give it, and it would be up 1 second later, and I kind of like, this referee's, and so I thought, the more I got more anxiety, the more I get the game as it went on, because I thought that, for instance, if you don't get that extra goal, I could feel something. They'll get something, they'll get a chance, etc. And I believe prior to the match, Adolf, their manager, for instance, said, "Listen, if we're in thereabouts, etc., 10 minutes ago, we're just going to go for it." And anyway. So and of course it's an ex-Spurs player, isn't it? Dyer, for instance, doing the swan diving. And even though, look, listen, a lot of people would say, well, if you're going to put your foot up there, you're going to risk the risk of a penalty. Especially when you got a Spanish referee and officials. So does it? Again, we should have conceded the goal. Guardiola should have passed to Haaland in the last minute, for instance, and and we would have come home happy. But the thing is, it's for instance, he put his foot up. He didn't see Dyer in back of him, Gonzalez. I'm not going to blame Gonzalez. Certainly not. For instance, he got the ball. And then the ball bounced onto Guardiola, and Guardiola then Donnarumma got the ball. For instance, bounced off Guardiola to Donnarumma. But I thought the and then of course Dyer puts his head into his shin, and then and I was listening to ESPN later on, etc. This Newcastle guy, he said, "Oh well, if you're going to boot somebody in the face," or even Haaland said it because he didn't see it, but he said if you're going to boot somebody in the face, but this is your foot, this is your boot, etc. He hit his shin. So for instance, if he put his head into his shin, your shin doesn't kick you. It's your foot what kicks you. So he didn't kick anybody in the face. So he banged his head against Haaland. Dyer banged his head against Gonzalez's shin, and then went down on the floor like he's been shot. So of course, home crowd, and so for instance, against a weak referee, for instance, who's dishing out yellow cards, and I don't know, it's really stupid. I think he was stupid. But again, for instance, Manchester City need to be better professional, and finish up the game. But the chances would have gone. We should have won 4-5-0 basically, or 4-5-1. Their goal was excellent. It was a fantastic goal. But again, so let's just pop into the game and see, because that's my views. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. It's fine. You can think I've got blue tinted glasses on, and if I remember seeing a City fan wrote say if that was Man City, we would probably want a penalty. Possibly. You would ask for a penalty, but again, for instance, it's you're scamming a penalty. But I would hope that, for instance, we'd have more morale, etc., and say, well, I don't think we want a penalty. But again, anyway, so let's have a look at the teams. Starting off with Donnarumma in goal, Stones. Nunes came on for the 31st minute. Diaz, Guardiola, O'Reilly, Rodri, Nico came on the 60th minute. Bernardo captain, Reinders, Foden, Doku, Savinho, and Haaland. Unused was Bradford, Balotelli, for instance, Ortega, I wonder what's happened to him. Aki, Kovacic, Bob, Masaka, and Lewis. I thought Bob could have come on, etc., but never mind. Right, okay, so let's have a chat. City's early control when Josko Guardiola chipped the ball over the defence for Erling Haaland to race into a definitely chip goalkeeper, Philip Korn, with his very first touch. Now, listen, I was actually watching again. If there's one programme I hate with a capital H, I really do. I can't stand using that word. I really don't. I dislike, can't stand, if you take away the word hate. It's that stupid programme with Carragher, Macca Richards, and Thierry Henry, with that stupid woman, for instance, who seems to have a new haircut every week. It looks like she's walking into the Paris Fashion Week, etc., rather than can't take it seriously. And it's the joke around and they mess around, and honestly, it's like a cross between daytime female TV, and loose women, and a so-called football, and it's so annoying and so frustrating. And then they have these ridiculous reporters, like the person who asked Erling Haaland about his touches. I am sick and tired of listening to this crap. Oh, how many touches did Erling Haaland have in the goal? He scored 2 goals, and again, Haaland says a lot of what he says. He said, I do more. And when Haaland, he has probably about 2 or 3 defenders on him. When he moves out or when he goes, he probably take 2 or 3 defenders away, which leaves the people like Thierry Reinders, Doku, etc., Foden, etc., more space. So I'm sorry, he does a lot. And I'm sick and tired of people and these stupid comments by this stupid woman, for instance, who probably, again, for instance, dolled up to the nines. Oh, look at me, I'm so pretty, it's just. Just asking a stupid question which has probably been written to by the producer, just so annoying. I can't stand those things. And insulting Erling Haaland, he does a lot more on the pitch than just because he doesn't touch the ball. It just drives me mad. And when he does touch the ball, etc., something happens. I'm sorry. So it just drives me absolutely crazy. Anyway. So the host levels and the goals scored from Guardiola was absolutely fantastic. A great pass from Guardiola and then straight to Haaland, etc. Brilliant goal. The hosts were level 3 minutes later on an opener thanks to a brilliant whip shot. Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing Man City could have done. Jordan Teze, a great goal. I think it's his first guide goal, etc. And he's never done that before. Brilliant goal. Donnarumma can do nothing. City pressed and then probed it in the 33rd minute, followed by Phil Foden, then came astonishingly close to restoring the lead on the 33rd minute with a bumping right-footed effort that cannoned off back off the crossbar. Again, that would have gone in, job done. We'll be singing a different tune this morning. Unfortunate. Haaland seemed certain to get his second a few minutes before half-time, following a common save, but not quite wrapping his foot round the ball enough to turn it into a right angle. Yeah, exactly. So it was a goal, but it could have done. It was a difficult one. The initial shot, etc., for instance, was better, but at least he tried to get to it, and he could have got an injury doing that, but he did well. It wasn't to be. He was to be denied, though, powering a header from Nicola O'Reilly across into the far corner shortly before half-time whistle. Absolutely fantastic. Again, he's just so clinical. He's by far the best striker, and give him any particular situation. He's on form at the moment. He's really buzzing, and he got player of the match. Monaco winger Anker, I thought he was their best. Mangana Sagajor was their best player. He was giving O'Reilly a bit of an issue down the right hand side, Monaco's right hand side. Bought out the best of January Donnarumma in an hour mark as he struck a low hard, but the giant Italian goalkeeper was down in a flash to block. A Monaco stepped forward in the research of an equalizer, and City almost made them pay in a swift move, ended with Reinders shifting ball out to his feet and striking the ball from 15 yards. Again, Reinders is getting so close. He's hit the crossbar. He's getting a lot of criticism. For instance, since his great debut at Wolves, but he's getting close, and he's just not. Those balls will go in, but at least having a try. And I can do. Savino doing what he's doing a bit more. But I can see one of these days these balls are going to go in. I just feel it. And so I think people just lay off the back of him. He's definitely becoming. He will definitely become the player that we want him to be. So, and he could again. He could have. He had a couple of chances, etc., where he could have scored. And unfortunately, we don't do it. Then you don't do it. Instead, Monaco earned a controversial penalty in the 90th minute when Nico Gonzalez was adjudged to have used a high boot on Dyer. Referee Jesus Gil Mamero initially ignored the appeal, but VAR checks, and he pointed the spot, and the Spanish midfielder clearly playing the ball. Dyer dusted himself down, apart from the grass he left on his face to show how he's got ruined. He could have got the grass from months ago when he was lying on the floor in the grass. And dusted himself down as Donnarumma was sent the wrong way, and then that was the point. And the crap when Donnarumma went over to check the to which way the penalties are going to go. For instance, normally have it on a water bottle, and it was really all kicked off with the Monaco fans, Monaco bench. So. It's no secret that anyone watching European football is in the last decade that Erling Haaland doesn't need much of an opening to score. The Norwegian didn't touch the ball in the first 15 minutes, didn't make no difference. Watching on City pass the ball around the midfield, researching the perfect opportunity. It presents itself when Guardiola produced a delicious pass through to set the Norwegian free. And absolutely fantastic goals. Positive perspective, with the late equaliser, it was very difficult to take. It's worth looking at our more recent results in a whole. We're unbeaten now in 6, won 4, drew 2. Not bad form compared to we were last season. This draw means that we've won 4 and drawn 2. I've just said that. Since the international break, which means that we remain in a decent position in both the Premier League and the Champions League, with more one match left with the international break against Brentford to ensure that we have momentum in the return. Again, for instance, we've got Brentford, which is going to be a difficult game. If we can get a result from Brentford, that would be brilliant. Got international snow, for instance, and I see what we can get from there. But I'm still quite confident and happy. Liverpool went over to Galatasaray to Turkey, for instance, and lost 1-0. And they were panicking and crying and screaming like children. So the fans afterwards That's 2 defeats now in a row for Liverpool, and their fans are going crazy. I don't know why. But again, so we've gone away. We got a point. Didn't get the win, but we got better more than what Liverpool got. Anyway, so Ellen Haaland star man, yeah, absolutely. Pep's reaction, really good game. Unfortunately, we didn't defend the final free kick, not perfectly. The penalty was given. That's all. I don't know. The team was really good. From the experience of the Champions League, it's tough. It's a good point, and we'll take it and we'll go to the next match. Yeah, absolutely. What does it mean? Again, for instance, we just got 4 points. Still, I think we're still in a great position to qualify. It does put a bit of pressure on the next game for us to go to get points. Yeah, and the next game is for instance, on Sunday. But overall, I'm quite pleased. For instance, okay, again, it's disappointing. I think the thing is, last season we would have been quite happy to go away with a draw. But this season, etc., because our level of expectations is high and the way we played and we deserve to win, getting a draw, for instance, is probably made us feel upset. But we'll look back and reflect and say, what's the goal? I thought overall, we should have come away with the 3 points. So, yeah. Anyway, so it is what it is, as they say, and so disappointed, but at least, for instance, we haven't didn't lose the game, and again, for instance, we are in a lot of better position than we were last season. Guys, love you and leave here, and do the player ratings tomorrow, and we'll talk tomorrow. Otherwise than that, have a really good day. Like and subscribe. Tell me what you're thinking. Ask me any questions you like. You can even ask me about Thailand. But love. So, Jubilee time from Thailand. Take care and have a good day.